Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Magandang hapon sa ating mga estudyante na siguro dapat naririto dahil wala kayong masyadong kaalaman tungkol sa paksang martial law at Administrasyon Marcos. So, magandang pagkakataon na ito. At ito ay isang serye na tinataguyod ng Third World Study Center na ito yata yung pangatlo na, Dr. Jose, pang-apat. At maganda yung iba't ibang aspekto ng martial law ang natalakay ng mga nakaraan na panayam. At ngayon hapon ay mapalad tayong makasama ang sumusunod na tagapagsalita na magbibigay liwanag naman sa aspektong legal ng deklarasyon ng martial law. Ang una ay magbibigay ng paunang pambati ang kasalukuyang direktor ng Third World Study Center na si Dr. Ricardo Jose.
Magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. We have a very high-powered panel this afternoon, but I'd like to give some regrets first, apologies, because one of those we planned to bring in, one of those we really hope would come, si Atty. Rene Sagisag. We had invited him and he was gung-ho, he wanted to come until we heard early this week that he was in the hospital since Sunday, and ayaw payagin ng doctors na lumabas, but he was looking forward to this. Anyway, he gave us a quick summary of what he wanted to say. But anyway, maraming salamat sa pagdalo ninyo dito sa forum na ito, and welcome to the 4th of 5 public forums that was organized by the UP Third World Study Center. This is a series that was meant to tackle the legacies, implications, and various aspects of martial law and the Marcos administration, particularly to be able to document this and eventually to also reach out to the younger generation. It's now over 40 years since martial law was declared. It is more than one generation, actually. And memories are fading. The eyewitnesses are going, but the legacies are still very much around. Many of the ideas of the martial law era, many of the issues have not fully been resolved. There are various consequences that we have that we're still facing today. And some of these have been written about, but many more have not yet been written about, have not been tackled. And in light of the fact that we are more than one generation since those difficult years, the World Study Center has embarked on this series to try to document, to re-examine, if you will, the issues of that controversial period, given the fact that so many issues are still not resolved. In this, the 4th forum, we are going to discuss the role of lawyers, the judiciary, and the legal architecture of the martial law regime. For better or for worse, UP played a strong role in this. Some of the presidential decrees, as a matter of fact, are still very much in force, while others have been rescinded because they no longer apply. We are fortunate to have with us a group of experts in the field, lawyers. One issue, I guess, in all of this is that President Marcos was a lawyer, and he knew how to get things done following the legal framework. And lawyers speak a different language. Lawyers speak a legalese type of language, which most of us are not very familiar with. So this afternoon we have two lawyers who will speak to us in more understandable language, I think. And we have one journalist who is very familiar with the activities of that time and is very familiar with the personalities of that period. We apologize in advance for the inability of Atty. Sagisag to participate in this afternoon's forum, much as he wanted to. But the other members of the panel, I think, are well familiar with the topic at hand, being lawyers and having practiced and taught or studied law. Once again, welcome to all, and may we all have a truly fruitful afternoon. Maraming salamat.